Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Sun and Dun Show. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Yes, sir, man. Today, man, I want to talk about loyalty. Like loyalty in the streets, loyalty in the rap game, just loyalty in life and what it means to people nowadays, what it means to street cats, what it means to the young boys. Do they know how to be loyal? Do girls know how to be loyal? First thing that I want to talk about in loyalty is R.I.P. Young Dolph, first of all. But his right-hand man that you see in 1,000 pictures with him, you see all on this documentary, all with him around his family. You see Dolph buy the man a brand new Benz, put money in his pocket, and this man was plotting the whole time. Where does these youngies psyche at nowadays? Where do they head at? Like, are they thinking? Are they just reacting? Because I come from a different era. Like, it was certain shit that you couldn't do. If things like that happened from the era that I come from, other things would happen, if you know what I mean. But I sit back and I say, what was this dude's pattern of thinking? What was the reward for you? Who told you that that would be great for you to do? What was the intention? What was the thoughts? Did the devil have your mind? Obviously, the Shaitan had your mind, man. Had your mind and you gone because these boys ain't got no morals. There's no way that a dude changes your life, your residence, puts you in new cars, new clothes, new places, and you turn on them and set them up. Why? Why would you do that? Like I said, what is the great reward that I have you do something of that nature? It's obvious this man is changing your life. Taking you out of Mississippi and giving you a better life, showing you his homes and stuff in LA, and you witnessing this firsthand, but you looking at it from the side eye. I'm gonna get him. As soon as he sleep, as soon as he not aware, I'm gonna get him. And you ran up on the man at a cookie shop and assassinated him in broad daylight. You've been around the man kids. You've been around his family. And that's the kind of person you is. All I can say is Allah got a different plan for you, my brother. You're going to now, all that money and all that Gucci and all that, it'll be an orange uniform the rest of your life. You ain't smart enough to be married. So you be seeing men for the rest of your life. If you even make the whole bid. Because Young Dolph had a lot of fans. A lot of people that really loved him. He took care of a lot of people. But you decided to murder him in cold blood. I'm going to leave it blank. If I wrote this, I would say for ... For what? For what? Did you look at it like a Tupac situation? Or if he dead, then we gonna make more money off of him? You don't look, that young boy don't look like he was smart enough to be on the paperwork as far as getting any proceeds from Dolph's music. Not at all. Not at all. But you decided to just murder your friend. Excuse me. You decided to murder a person you thought that you could get a better opportunity off if they were dead. Astaghfirullah. It's the same shit from Pop Smoke. It's the same shit. His close friends killed him. Son took y'all out of Canarsie, out to LA to live a better life. I'm from Brooklyn, so I know if you never left Brooklyn and you go to LA, that's a whole nother vibe for you. Put y'all in new clothes, new cars, new money in your pocket, y'all fucking new bitches. And y'all plan to rob this man, so y'all rob and kill this man. Not just rob him, rob and kill this man. Where's the morals? It used to be that if you ran with a certain crew from the streets, if they was all loyal. Everybody was loyal. Like I said, I come from a different era. Lowlifes, Decepticons, Azad, BMW. Everybody ran their card and handle with each other with loyalty. The D7s did their thing, Low Lights did their thing, BMW did their thing, Izod did their thing, but everybody was loyal to each other. You couldn't do nothing too bad without dealing with the rest of Izod. You couldn't deal with no low life, rob a low life, and not expect the crew to come from the John to see you about it. Like, come on. But there's no loyalty, so there's nothing to stand on. There's no OGs protesting like, yo, that's not it. And if you think that's it, we got a different it for you. You understand? Loyalty is a motherfucker nowadays. I guess it don't have the same worth, the same meaning. Like, I don't even want to get into like women, but today if you look on IG, not all women, but if you look on IG, 50% of the women is on there shaking their ass, bouncing their ass, whether it's a fake ass or a real ass. And that's all they got. I swear, the more I see them, because of course you add them when you first get on IG, oh, she cute, she cute, she cute. And then you notice, like, I've seen 1,000+ videos of this girl shaking her ass. Unfollow. It ain't about nothing. Then a couple of them hit you up about doing videos. Those girls, that's fine. But I say, the way that music and everything sends the message, there's no loyalty. 2022, there's no loyalty in the streets. That word doesn't mean a motherfucking thing. Don't mean nothing. You understand? R.I.P. to Pop Smoke, man. On another note, man, locally in the Bay Area, we just lost 2 people. One happened to be a real good friend of mine, and that's B.I.G., rapper B.I.G. He just passed away due to COVID recently. I think his service will be tomorrow. And son was a good dude, man. Like, he was always doing shit by himself. So if we was doing this, he was right there around the corner, and he'll come and buzz in. Listen, I got a show over here with Messy Marvin, blah, blah, and Reno. Y'all pack the van up and let's mob. Y'all get on stage. Oh, we did that a bunch of times with son. Son always stick out his hand to help. Son was instrumental in helping Jesse get Planet of the Grapes off the ground. R.I.P. to Jesse. Planet of the Grapes, the clothing company that you've seen in stores with all the apes and shit on it. Yeah, B.I.G. helped launch that. B.I.G. helped launch that. I got a funny quick story about B.I.G. One time we was in, the whole squad, we was out, I forget who had a show. It might have been D-Lo. D-Lo was out there doing a show. We was doing a show with D-Lo. We booked the show for D-Lo, so you know the whole squad went and blah, blah, blah. We get out to L.A., we meet up with Glasses Malone. At the time, he was signed to Cash Money. So, he was up. And he met up with the squad. We met in L.A., and, you know, we're aware, and, you know, we ready, but we're not about that. So, not that we're not about that, we just not on that. We on our hip-hop shit, so we're moving around the city accordingly. So, Glasses take us to Inglewood to a soul food spot. I forget the name of it. And he treat the whole squad. Mind you, we in a soul food spot. You know, this is like $20 plates, $25 plates. He treat the whole squad, like 15 of us. Whatever y'all want, just get it. Shout out to Glasses Malone, it's a real boy. But anyway, B.I.G. was there, and he had on a Planet of the Grape shirt. Right? The one with the big ape on it, and the grape, it had the grapes on it. And it said, grape. We in the parking lot smoking, and we see a car. Somebody pull off, and they staring, like really eyeballing my nigga. And they staring at him, and they like, yo. They don't say nothing. So then they go to the stop sign, and then they bust a U, and they come back around. So at this time, B.I.G. go back inside, and ask the homie for the strap. The homie like, what you need the strap for? Glasses overhear this, and Glasses say, what's the matter? He said, yo, bro, it's a dude outside. You know, the nigga just busted you. I think the nigga tripping. Glasses like, nigga, you got that big ass grape shirt on. Nigga, you know where you at? You in Inglewood. We in the blood territory. And you got that Grape Street shirt on. Even though it didn't say Grape Street, it said Planet of the Grapes. You dig what I'm saying? But that situation went by, man, and that's just a experience that I had with the homie, man, amongst many. He was always there to support everything. He even took over as president of PTB after me. Biaggi came and did it because he was the right person to do it. He knew everything. He knew everybody. He was business minded. So he came in and did that. You dig? COVID is a motherfucker. Everybody, please protect yourself from this Omni variant. Like, it's not no joke. It's more people getting sick and getting the COVID over the course of this week. People that I've known personally, I can say like I've known 5 to 6 people that have caught the COVID in the last week. Yeah, I don't want to name them, but yeah, like 5 to 6 people. Just one of them happened to be my daughter. Yeah, caught COVID. Like, you know, she's over it now, but it's just like it's a serious situation. So please, everybody, sanitize, mask up, get you some zinc, get on your vitamin C, take vitamin C pills, make sure you stay clean, wash your hands. The Omni variant is killing people. This is like the Avengers when Thanos, right? Thanos, excuse me, pardon me. Thanos. He was killing like half a population of people in certain planets so the other population could eat and live. You understand? Now, when I sat and watch it, sometimes when I watch movies, I take my mind off the initial subject of the movie so I can get the bits and pieces and the jewels. And I'm watching this, I'm like, who wrote this? That this man is killing off whole populations of people and justifying it by saying, now these people can eat. So when I seen that, I read through it, and I'm not connecting this to COVID or nothing, but my take on it is like, yo, they're trying to control the masses. So obviously this disease has came from somewhere, and now everybody getting vaccine and this and that, and they're making money from that. But they're controlling the masses because people are dying by the thousands. And is that so people can live? And I'm not, please don't get me on no super scientific shit. That's not me. But I just see shit the way I see it. I'm like, yo, it's almost the same. Like, I've lived through so many eras. I lived through the crack era, the AIDS era, SARS, heroin, a lot of diseases, bro. A lot of diseases I've seen come and go. And I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I've never seen the streets barren on Christmas, ever in my life. But that was due to this COVID. So I say, everybody, please just mask up, sanitize, please stay clean, get you some vitamins that can fight this off, and stay out of public settings. I know you bored. I know everybody's bored. I'm bored. But don't go to no bars and clubs and be around people. I don't care if they say they vaccinated or not. You're going to be sick, man. Fall back. Shit is running rampant now. You understand? I want to give a shout out to Treehouse Delights, my sponsor. Our sponsor, better yet. But just always lacing us with the good shit. If you ever in Vallejo, or in the Greater Bay Area, Northern California area, tap in with Treehouse Delights. They got some good organic weed, organically grown, natural, none of that funny sprayed up shit. Real good weed, man, like really good stuff. Like, you know, vape pens and everything. They got everything. Look them up on their website, treehousedelights.com. treehousedelights.com. Check them out. All right, man. I want to talk about let's talk about pre-hyphy era right now, because there's some things I want to address about that. Like, okay, so I'll say, yo, like in 2002, I moved to Oakland, right? And my family moved too. Just now, I got a deal in '99, and by 2001, I say we capped the budget. The money was gone. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to figure out my way. I'm still rhyming. I'm just trying to figure shit out though. So I moved to Oakland, and me and my family, we acquired a building through Frank Herrera, R.I.P. Frank Herrera. I can't forget you in these stories because you was a pivotal part. Frank Herrera, who owned Showcase Magazine, showed us this building on East 8th and 11th Ave in Oakland. This building is still there. And we rented like most of the building, almost the whole building, but not at all. And when we did, we occupied like half of the building, 50% of the building. And then on another note, this is when I first met the PTB cat. I met all of them there. They acquired the other half of the building. So we had Studio A, a photography studio, a bar, and like 3 or 4 rooms that we could live in this building. It's really on the grind that year. You know what I mean? So we figuring it out. I'm trying to make new music to make a new album because the first album didn't do well. And I'm like, I'm just figuring it out. I'm running around Oakland. I'm bumping into a lot of people that was rocking in the Bay at that time, like the JTs, the Mac Malls, the Richie Rich, the B Legits, the E40s, Sugar T's. I'm running into them and just having casual conversations with them because I'm on the way up. So we acquired this building, and when we meet the PTB cats, they doing their thing, we doing our thing. It took a little while for us to mesh together, but we became friends to this day. You know, it's like 20-something years later. But while we in this building, everybody's young. You know, Jay wasn't a CEO yet. He was a CEO of his camp, but he was still a rapper. And he didn't go full into CEO mode yet. Vito wasn't a rapper yet. And all the producers hadn't got their niche yet. Vito, GB, G-Light. Everybody had dope beats, but they didn't have the kind of shit they make now. That's what I say. Everybody wasn't as experienced that they are now, is what I'm going to say. So, we in there with 1,000 artists, you know, people coming in every other day. We booking shows with Dwayne Wiggins and all kind of shit in this building. A lot of great things happened in that building. Studio C was just a production studio that just had it didn't have a mic in it. It just had keyboards and shit. And at night, if nobody was in the studio was using that, then we would always find one of the artists in there trying to hone his craft. Late night, I would hear beats, because like I told you, we would sleep in the building. Late night, I would hear beats in the building, and it was Vita Weeda chefing up his Turfology 101 album. And to me, these beats sounded great because I was used to New York boom bap shit. Boom, boom bap, like, you know, not no 808 sounding shit, you know, not supersonic and large sounding music, you dig? And he had that, and I was like, oh shit, this shit sounding dope. And then he started rapping to it. And it took a little while for Vita to gain his confidence as a rapper. And I want to say almost about a year later, he came up with the project and start explaining to us what he wanted to do with it and this and that. And we still didn't start pushing it yet because at the time he wasn't even Vita Weeda the solo rapper yet. He was working with YBE, Young Black Entrepreneurs. Shout out Little Al. You know what I mean? He was working on that, and they was just chefing shit up. And then finally he came up with the Turfs Up shit, and he let Jay hear it. Jay was, you know, letting everybody in the hood check it, and it just took off. So then by this time, we don't got this building now. Now it's like 2002, 2003, and now we in the hood with it. We in the Dubs, in the middle of the Dubs, 2740, recording in Richard House. There was a studio in the back of that motherfucker, you know, and we would be in there recording and doing whatever we had to do to get the songs done. We had the ADATs and shit. So we in there, and Vita chefing up his music and blah, blah, blah. And when he did that, it just took. So we started figuring out ways to get it out. Like, how we gonna get it out? Because at the time we didn't know how to put out records ourselves yet. We hadn't figured that out about the distribution. Digital music hadn't took off yet, so we was just trying to figure it out. We did our homework and shit. We had a lot of great friends in the industry. I think I got us a couple of ads in Showcase Magazine because I was being managed by Frank Herrera from Showcase Magazine. He had did a write-up for me and Son's album, the Wildcats album. He had did a write-up in there, a real good write-up and shit. So we got to start getting some attention. So we started having meetings about let's get the attention on Beta and blah, blah, blah. So I said, listen, we should call Gary Archer because his brother is Jazzy Jim and they could get the joint on the radio. I don't know if it's going to be on a regular rotation, but I know they'll play that shit. We called him. Gary said he could do it. And after he said we could do it, we had to meet him and it cost us $1,500. $1,500. Gave him the $1,500 and that shit came on KMEL like late at night. But it took off. It took off. Everybody gained notice. Then after that, after the song took off, we went into video mode. Now this is not the digital era where a nigga pulled up with the little camera. These is big cameras, big production. This shit took like a month to shoot this one video. It had hella cameos and it was a lot. It was a lot. But we got it done and we did the video ourselves, directed it ourselves, and people seen it. And that's what set the tone off. And I'm being very frank and blunt. It set the tone off for hyphy era and for people independently putting out their shit. It was like, wait a minute. Them niggas dropped the song, put out their own video. Okay. So like a lot of people followed suit and did the same thing. They peeped it. Then after that, so now it's like, now every time as I'm talking to you, like I just told you, it was like 2002, 2003. Now it's like 2004 going into 2005. We get ready to drop the album. Before we get ready to drop the album, I don't know the complete ins and outs, so don't quote me on this. But just say Tajay from the Hieroglyphics came looking, he was looking for Beta. Through one of the homies' hookups. Tajay came looking for Beta. And he had put the word out. You know, Oakland was so big that he wanted to do some business with Beta and shit. We was like, yo, Jay had told me, and I was like, yo, that's a good look. Them niggas, some loyal niggas. Like, you can't get jerked by the Hieroglyphics. Like, they ain't jerking niggas, you know what I mean? Them are some of the most loyal and coolest niggas I ever met. Like, Tajay is probably the only motherfucker that I can call a CEO, my CEO, that I've ever called, yo, that's my CEO. Motherfucking Tajay Massey, nigga. Hieroglyphics, Tajay. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Plus. Shout out to Opio, my nigga. Fess. To Ray. Pep. Yeah, man. Shout out to them guys, man. The Hieroglyphics, I learned a lot from them dudes. So anyway, Tajay come looking for us. We set the meeting. We go to their building, which is on East 50th and East 12th. I didn't even know this whole time, like we've been driving past this building for years. I never knew that this was these niggas' building. They owned it, a whole fucking building. So we in this building. They take us to the building. We go look in it. The first thing I see in it, because I'm a very observant person, first thing I seen in the building was like, they had a whiteboard where they wrote down the albums. You dig what I'm saying? It would say like, Opio. And then it have songs that was mixed, songs that need to be mixed, songs that he recorded, shit that's mastered. And I just seeing that gave me a different outtake on us putting albums together. You understand? So when, after we left that meeting, and just to make a long story short, Tajay was like, yo, I want to fuck with Beta Weeda, da 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 da. I want to fuck with him for distribution and as an artist and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there and I'm just peeping and I'm like, yo, I'm telling my man, like, yo, this shit gonna work. it's gonna work for us. So we went ahead, you know, got the paperwork done. Like I told you, the studio was on 2740 East 28th, nigga. In the middle of the hood. That's where we recorded a lot of shit before the Hyro. Once the paperwork and shit was done with the Hyro shit, Tajay gave us one little room upstairs in the Hyro building, a little ass room, little. It had a shower in it, a bathroom, but it was a little room for us to record in. We wasn't used to being confined like that, and we didn't know how to work Pro Tools yet, at all. Like nobody on the team knew how to do Pro Tools. We were still on ADATs. So my homie Bone from the hood brought his young nephew Moses through. And Moses was a young shy kid, but he had verses. He could spit. He had bars, better yet. And he came through, and he came to the studio because he was getting on with us. And that nigga, he knew how to work the Pro Tools. So every session or whatever, he's recording us, and he's doing this until we learned it. Like it took a few months, and then everybody learned it. Next thing you know, everybody recording, we recording ourselves. You know what I mean? We figuring out how to bring the track up and this and that. But now, we in this building, and Vita's album is out. We running around crazy. Every city, we tearing it up. We going there 30, 40 deep. Stockton, Sacramento, Santa Cruz, Petaluma, San Francisco, wherever. And we giving them the greatest fucking show on earth. You understand? So now, when we go do that, we getting a crazy buzz. So now all the artists want to link with us. So they come over to the fucking, to the building every day. Every day, somebody new came. It was, you know, Cass Kaiser or Clyde Carson. I'm talking about separately, not as a group. Cass Kaiser, Clyde Carson, Filthy would drop by, Styling would drop by, Jay Jonah, Little Blood. Everybody was doing work at our building when we was there at the Hyro building. So we taught a lot of people a lot of shit. A lot of people's projects came through my hand. So like, yo, can you give this to so-and-so to give them mastered? And I had to put it up in my file cat. A lot of shit. A lot of people's from the Bay earliest projects, they came through my hands. Believe that. I wasn't faking president over there. Yeah. So we in the building, and we trying to figure out how to connect the two worlds, because if anybody know the hieroglyphics, they're real hip hop dudes. They quiet, they laid back, they humble. There's nothing wild about them. Like, I'm not saying if you get them mad, no real shit can't happen. But these niggas is cool, calm, and collected. You know? So, we in there, we not calm, cool, and collected. We did everything under the sun that wasn't supposed to be done in a record label. You dig? But, with us being in the studio and we could be there all night, we took advantage of the time. We had Moses in there. It was me and Jay. Me and Jay is rappers. So we writing most of the raps and making songs. And then when niggas come to the studio, get on this. So that's how we start making projects. We learned in that little room. Later on, they put us downstairs and gave us multiple rooms. And we did, you know, we had a couple of people over here, a couple of people over there. We were shooting videos in this room over here. But it was very